I've always liked to play with fire.
Hello all, Sow Dog Piper here with you on this Saturday evening. Wanted to pop in and say hello. Been working in the yard all day today, cutting grass, and had to have the lawnmower tires, rims swapped out with some new tires. Mine had dry rotted and gotten pretty rough shape. I've been limping along for about 2 years. I have to, every time I cut grass, I have to go and fill up the tires because they won't hold air very long anymore. That gets annoying. But today, I'm smoking out of my Wiley pipe, claw pipe. Obviously, you can see why it's a claw pipe. Looks like a claw. And in it, I have some Cornell and Diehl Nutty Irishman. Really good stuff. It's one of the aromatics that doesn't come too wet, and you can get it in bulk, and it doesn't bite. I have a lot of aromatics that like to bite, and this is one that doesn't. This and Autumn Evening, Cornell and Diehl's Autumn Evening, they don't bite, and they're really good. I wanted something sweet today. But yeah, I got the grass cut, got the garden ready to go. Wife bought some plants today. Got to get them in the ground. Hopefully soon. We're supposed to have severe weather tonight into tomorrow. So I'm hoping that it's not too rough on us. I know people out west of Alabama have had some really bad storms and tornadoes and flooding, and I pray for all those people. I know that's not easy, and I pray that you get some pretty weather soon, and that you were not affected by the tornadoes, and if you were, I pray for you. Hopefully you can rebuild, and if you're injured, that you can heal. And for those who lost their loved ones, I pray for God's comfort for you. But I got a bookshelf finally finished for my sister. And it's just been a good day. It's been a really good day, a good Saturday. But I was going to tell a little police story. I haven't told one in a little while. This starts out as a call to it was either a check subject or it was a domestic, and I don't remember which one at the time. 2 officers arrived on the scene, and they encountered a man outside who had a knife in his hand and was screaming and yelling. When they tried to make contact with him, he took off running into his apartment, which is fairly close by, maybe 20 or 30 feet. They gave chase on foot, entered into the apartment, and he's standing in the living room with that knife in his hand. And obviously they're ordering him to put down the knife, and they've already called for more backup. So I'm en route with several other officers. When we get on scene, they're negotiating with him, trying to get him to drop the knife. And we all kind of line up in a row in front of him. So there's a wall of police officers, and he's standing there in the living room with this knife. And we're trying to get him to drop the knife and talking with him and trying to talk him down, but he's high. He's on drugs. And you can't reason with somebody that's high on drugs or on alcohol sometimes when they've had too much. So a sergeant shows up, and he's got something called a less lethal shotgun. It's a 12-gauge shotgun, painted orange. And the reason it's painted orange is for everybody to recognize, all the other officers to recognize, hey, he's not fixing to shoot this guy with regular ammo. He's going to use what's called less lethal ammo. It's basically a 12-gauge shotgun shell loaded with a beanbag round. And it comes out of that thing just like a bullet does. Obviously, though, it doesn't kill you. It just hurts really, really, really bad. It's like a sledgehammer hitting you. And you get hit with this beanbag, and it's supposed to phase, it's supposed to knock your senses off. That way either you'll drop the knife or give up or whatever instead of having to kill somebody. So we try to use less lethal force, such as tasers and beanbag rounds and pepper spray and all that when we can, to try to keep from having to hurt somebody or kill somebody. That's our ultimate goal, is not have to kill somebody. So the sergeant tells him, if you don't drop it, you're fixing to get hit with some beanbag rounds. It's going to hurt really bad. And he decides that he's just not going to drop it. We can't reason with him. He's not going to drop it. So the sergeant shoots him once with a beanbag round, doesn't drop it. So he shoots him 5 more times for a total of 6 times repeatedly. And this guy's getting hit in the chest and the arms and the legs and all that with these beanbag rounds coming out, these little sledgehammers. And he still will not drop it. He's not feeling pain. You don't feel pain sometimes when you're too drunk or you're high on drugs. You don't feel pain like a sober person would. He would not drop it. He would raise that knife, and we would think we're fixing to have to shoot him and start squeezing the trigger, and then he would lower the knife. And this went on a couple more times, and at the very end, when we thought there was no more hope, he slung that knife to the ground. Luckily it bounced, but it didn't bounce to where we were. And he had about 6 police officers jumping on him real quick in a hurry so he couldn't get that knife back in his hands. Ultimately, he was arrested and charged for whatever original crime he had committed. I don't remember what it was. And menacing, and I don't remember what else he was charged with. It's been too long ago. It's been several years ago, back in the day. But that just goes to show you what officers deal with on a day-to-day basis. There's other stories that I can't always remember because, like I said, they're normal to police officers, but not normal to the general public. And so they don't stick in my mind as well, but I'm going to try to remember some more. I know there's a ton more out there. Well, I hope y'all are all having a good weekend. I hope the weather where you're at gives you a break here soon, and you get some pretty weather. That way you can get outside and get cleaned up and get your garden started. It's that time of the year. But yeah, Piper X1X, he made my day today for popping on, doing a video. I know he's still not quite healed yet, and I, like I said, would pray for him and Jonathan, both, Chronicles of a Half-Wit. Pray they get better soon, because they are such a delight to watch, and I enjoy watching all of you. I find new people all the time because of the shout outs that the community does to new content providers, which I appreciate all y'all do, doing those shout outs. It helps me to find new people. And I do plan on doing some shout outs myself. I had a list and I meant to bring it up here with me to do some shout outs, and just completely forgot. That's the way it goes. Always forgetting something. So anyway, y'all have a good weekend, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.